What a combination. You can hear all of these exotic animal sounds. Sounds to me like it's mostly birds because we are on a tropical map. So that's why we're getting these animal sounds that we've been hearing from the beginning of this season. But now we also have some British architecture. Mayfair Gardens and Nottingham. Royce, wait, Royce Maynard looking for an antique store came from Nottingham Arms. So it came from this building. I wonder how far Royce is going to walk to get some antiques. Excellent. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Royce is in a really cool area. Royce is looking out over the ocean or the water or the sea. We got ships coming in. We got a little bit of gambling. We've got more buildings that are taking on. I'm assuming this, let's see, what is the wealth level? That's medium. So though that building is not going to take on British architecture because I believe that the high wealth range comes out to about here. Yeah, right about there. I kind of would like a few more, and maybe we even do a little bit here. I would like a few more high wealth buildings. That's what I'd like to work on. But yeah, welcome back to more SimCity. We are moving along in this season. We've done 4 cities. We're on city number 5. We're working on land value. We've got buildings that are taking on the look of architecture. Just in case you didn't know about the DLCs, I think they just call it the city set. 3 different DLCs. You could get Brandenburg Gate. You could get the Eiffel Tower, or you could get Big Ben. If you got the Big Ben, well, it was called the British City Set, I believe. And if you place that down, just like we've done in this particular city, the buildings, whether it's commercial or residential, the buildings, if they are in a high wealth area and the road is medium density, they take on the look of British architecture, which is why we dropped this road down the medium last episode. So as long as these buildings are in this medium density and high wealth, they'll take on that look. So naturally, if you got the French city set and we were to place the Eiffel Tower, then the buildings would take on the look of French architecture. And then Brandenburg Gate is German architecture. So that's 3 different DLCs that you could get, that I got. And then we've also done some roadside attractions. And I'm almost, if somebody, and I may just have to look it up, I'm almost certain that these were part of the amusement, because when you get the amusement parks, you got this new tab, and I'm almost certain. I don't think that would. I would have. Maybe I'll just have to look it up. I think when you got the amusement parks, this came with it. I think I'll have to look it up. But if somebody remembers, put it in the comments. But nice. Let's work on more land value. Let's make more of this area here high wealth, and it's converting. And we also need to make sure that our roads. Let's start with the wealth level. I wonder if we can get something right in there. We can get a couple of things. Let's see what influence. No, that just really influenced the airship. That just influenced the airship. Um, we may end up sacrificing. Well, what we could do. The footprint of this building means that everything here is going to be smaller. We could do something there. It would be nice if we could put something here, maybe even here, and just bring. Just want to bring this circle out a bit more. Well, we could. And that fits. Then that's going to have a really big radius. And that may not have quite the radius that I want, but it might be more controllable. Because see that's a big circle. But it would really, well, because it we've got these parks here, but that's our house of worship. Let's see what happens. Now let's put the smaller one maybe right about there. Maybe one here, or maybe we just do. Let's get rid of that. Let's put down that other. Let's just see what happens. Let's put that here. Okay, so that actually works. Now, some of these that are right on the border, they may complain. So this is going to be, but these, especially these two, they may complain. But we'll see. But okay, so that's better. That's going to give us a complete neighborhood right down the street here, of these streets of the right architecture, as long as my roads. Let's take these roads up to medium. That's medium. Medium. We can let's go ahead and do medium here, medium there. Just in case we end up zoning. Let's go ahead and take these. I don't think I'm going to zone medium. So now when that started to build, That road was already high. I wonder if if anything happens to that building, the simulation will say, "Oh, now it should be medium." Good. So now we're going to have a much more dedicated neighborhood to the British architecture. Good. Last episode, I was trying to make up my mind. I kind of like this little shopping area. I'm going to leave it medium. I don't want any high rises. I'm okay with turning some of these roads into medium density so that we get that type of architecture and medium. I'm in my mind what I'm envisioning is out here at the coast. We're going to have some smaller residential homes and Airbnbs is the kind of the way I'm looking at it, and single family, some shopping, and then we could come over here and maybe these would be in our gameplay more of that mid-size, but I don't want high rises along the coast here. So that's the reason why I'm going to leave this road, because I don't want anything along this road to go especially high, but I really don't know if I want medium density. I just kind of like I don't know. I kind of want this area to stay. I like this being my focal point out here on the water. You know, I know this is an apartment, but I'm envisioning it as a resort, and then all along here. But I'm trying to decide what else to do out here because I wish I wish that I had a smaller, you know, wouldn't it be nice if we had just a tiny gambling place? And I guess that's not, you know, maybe if we didn't do a lot of add-ons, you know, just a little bit of gambling out here on the water. Oh, that's not bad out there. That's going to increase our traffic. I need to also make sure so I can do one of those there and I can do one there and not affect anything. I know that we may not be able to keep all of these happy. Our business needs more tourists. See what I mean? If I can't keep all of these happy, maybe we could do just one of these and not put a lot of add-ons. You may not be happy, but I know who would be happy. And it's not that much bigger of a building. And I just need to resist the urge. I do need a sign. If we could put the sign out here, we still would lose a building. I could put the sign out here and not lose a building. I could do that. So maybe as you're driving towards this you would see the sign. How about we use a sign that's not too... What do you think? That's not bad. I sure do wish we could have put that. I don't know why we couldn't put the sign there. It really caused that much of a disruption. The sign will attract more people. I mean, we do need the sign. Wow, really? And the reach, it doesn't reach out there. Maybe I would feel better about the sign because I placed it, but I don't know why you would put the sign on this road. We could curve the road. I'm gonna pause. We've already placed it. Let's do this. We're gonna be disruptive, but I just want to see something. Now remember, when I connected the road to here, they were using it as a short path. But now we don't have that shortest path, or we shouldn't have that shortest path. I'm gonna struggle with that graphically. I'm gonna struggle with that pretty strongly. Let's see what we can do. That did not look good. I haven't lost the building yet. Okay. Now that's better. That's better. Now we did lose a building. So I don't think I really accomplished. Well, we could do it like that, couldn't we? But nothing is going to develop. So what did I accomplish? No, no, nothing. Just made a. Oops. Now this, we might get a building back there. See that red? Nothing is. We're not going to get anything there. I did lose a building. Well, Man, why does it keep... Better. Well, can we get... Now, of all the options, I like that the most. If I can get one more build... And then again, there's no guarantee we're going to keep all of these buildings happy. All of these commercial buildings. That could end up being a residential. I want to come over here, but if we can get a couple of buildings there, and then maybe... No, that's not bad. Maybe right there. So as you're driving in, you see that. And then we could... I can get one, just one. And right now, this is a city for low wealth visitors. I'm just going to do one of these. Either the nickel slots or the comedy club. It's a medium. Let's do the comedy club right out here. I need people to get off the bus. I think I'm going to shift this bus stop a little bit closer to the front. Right about there. And then I'm going to move this. I think I'm going to leave that there, but I think there was another one here. I'm going to leave that one there. That's good. Now instead of our buses having to make that turn, and if I can get a building there, wouldn't it be nice if we could get two of... There's two. So that would replace what I had, and we don't even know if they're going to be happy in the long run. I could then take the road to medium density, because what would happen is they'll just complain that they can't upgrade. Not enough shoppers. See, we've already... All right, so how about a vacation home? You know, because some of these, when you have a tourist city, some of these turn into hotels or motels. See if we can find an example. May not have. May not have an example of one. At least not right now. Look at this. That is what that's awesome. Now they've got the wealth level. Their density is really growing though. Okay, good. Good. That's going to be a nice looking area. I am tempted. That kind of looks out of place there. But they're happy. I'm going to leave it alone. All right, good. They've got their sign. They're losing 645 simoleons a day, but they just opened. Just opened. Yeah, I like that. Good. Good. And it's not out of place. I think if we were to just max it out, then it would look. We'd lose. We'd lose a home. We could always put rooms on top, but I'm gonna wait and see. I don't know. I'm really struggling with really big buildings out here on the water. That's what I'm struggling with. And I want to leave this area nice and green. That's been a nice theme for all of our cities is being respectful of trying to keep as much nature as possible. All right, now, is there anything that we need to work on? If we're being respectful to nature and if we're not, we could really think about, I don't know what we would put here, but we could really start thinking about getting rid of this power plant. I think my thinking was at some point if we needed more space for garbage, but I don't think we are. I'm going to leave that alone. We're good there. We're in real good shape for water. We're in good shape sewage. Remember how last episode or the episode before, I just want to see the difference that that extra set of garbage trucks makes. We're good with fire. Now that one last episode when we were working on the road here, I got rid of that fire station. And in between episodes, whatever was there burned down. I lost it. And it hasn't come back. But that was because the fire, we didn't have a fire station. So I placed the fire station right before filming, recording. That was timely that I accidentally clicked on the clinic because that was going to be the next thing I check. We've got our 2 clinics. Police. Education is still good. I'm still at a 35-minute wait for bus. I may do shuttle. Now, would shuttle fit? Shuttle does not fit. But shuttle would fit there nicely, wouldn't it? I think. I don't think we're going to need. I don't think we're going to need it. I'm going to do shuttle bus. Let's do it right about. Or maybe we could do just a slight. It's going to create an intersection though. But I don't think it's going to matter because the intersection's only going to be used by the shuttle buses. I think that looks cleaner. That should make a difference. Shuttle buses only are in the city. So the difference is a shuttle bus is bus service within the city. When you get to bus terminals, now you can have service. The buses will go out and it will bring in. So our tourists that are coming here through there. You know, it won't fit, but the double decker bus, it's much bigger. We'd have to redo so much, but double decker would have been cool now that we've got British architecture, but I'm fine. I'm fine with it. But good. I want to get that. I want to get my wait for bus under 30 minutes. I've kind of painted myself into a corner. At one time, we were talking about another train stop, but I don't know how. And if I were to try to curve these tracks around, we're right on the water, so I don't think I could get track underground. So we may only have the one train station, which is not the end of the world. But remember, I was kind of talking about another train station. I was also thinking about kind of running the train track out here and curving in, and that would, I'd lose. I'm just trying to be. I don't know. I'm just a little bit. They miss going to school. Do you see that? Which one was it? We miss going to school. And you've got a bus stop right in front of your home. What's your overall happiness? You're happy. Will you stay? Is there anybody? Look at that. You know what? I think we just answered our question about this building. That should now, instead of being a high rise, that should turn into a medium. Yeah, if you are basically green, you just miss going to school. Now they've gone to not enough room, or was it another house? No, it was that one. Not enough room to increase density because of the beach. But that, I didn't want them to increase density. See that? I can't fit. Good. Very good. See if we can get some more trees. You know, we may continue to build and knock stuff down, but for right now, just as the sun goes down. Oh, I can't wait for the sun to come up and see what this looks like. This may be really nice. Or when the sun comes up, it doesn't make any. It doesn't look any any different. I see a few more trees there than what was there before. Nice. All right. I just don't think we're gonna end up with high rises here. I just don't feel that that's what this city is. Oh, this is so cool at night with the British architecture. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I just don't think that this is going to be that type of city. All right. We'll see you in the morning.